Our first night in Ho Chi Minh City. We're excited for this adventure, having a couple of days here to explore and have a look around. We've got a really cool view from our hotel room. We're staying in District 1 and overlooking the city here. Pretty cool buildings and lights, and also there's a thunderstorm just before we were heading out for dinner, so we got a good view of that quickly in our room. Heading out to dinner now, and one of the biggest things to adjust to is trying to cross these busy roads when they don't stop for you at all. So you got to try and weave your way through, and somehow they just get around you. But it's a bit of getting used to. It's a bit of a strange feeling, and coming from a country that drives on the other side of the road, we do tend to look the wrong way sometimes. So got to concentrate a wee bit and get through, but so far so good. We've made it each time. And coming through the city here, we noticed that the pavements and things are very uneven and broken in parts. And then we came through here and there was bits and pieces everywhere, and a path missing of an entire stretch. And then came back the next day and it was all fixed, like they had done it all through the night. The kids were really enjoying having a look around and converting the prices into Australian dollars. It's quite interesting seeing how much cheaper things were here. Even Australia and New Zealand products, and how much cheaper they are here compared to when we were in Australia and New Zealand. There were the odd things that were more expensive, such as almond milk was around $6 or $7 a litre, compared to back in Australia we were getting it for about $2 to $3 a litre. Cans of beer were about $1 or $2 per can, converted into Australian dollars. And hot drinks were around 60 cents Australian dollars.
So all of this is like $1.
These are the lollies. Some marshmallows.
Their snack foods are a lot different here as well compared to what we're used to. figured the best way to have a good look around and to get some knowledge about Vietnam and the local people was to go on a guided tour. We really recommend doing this. We've got some really cool information. Our first stop, we went out to the Cu Chi tunnels, and it was about an hour and a half drives away from where we were staying. So our guide was really cool and giving us some fun facts along the way. And as you can see, there's a lot of scooters, and the reason is because cars are 300% tax, so scooters are a lot cheaper for the local people, and you can have up to 4 people on a scooter, so you can have your family of 4 all on one scooter. And we saw a lot of that where mum, dad and the 2 kids, even babies, are all on a scooter. The average wage in Vietnam is $350 a month, so scooters aren't a real economic way for them to get around. So some interesting facts that we learnt going to the tunnels is that they were originally built during the war between the French and the Vietnamese back in the 1940s and 50s, where the Vietnamese used them to hide in order to stay away from the enemy. And then the tunnels were mostly active in the late 60s onwards, when the American war was coming through, and the tunnels had reached to about a length of 250 kilometres. And they were all dug out by hand, and they made these little traps to get into the tunnels, and they were very tiny because typically the Vietnamese people are very slim and skinny, so they could get through easily, while their enemies were more muscular and found it harder to get into. But the tunnels are quite a complex, multi-layered tunnel system. They were connecting underground passage and basements, and the system of the tunnels has different locations, and especially closed gates were used to stop the enemy and toxic gas. So all the tunnels have many discrete vents to the ground and are very secretly camouflaged. And during the war, it could even host an army or be full of the village's residents, which helped the Vietnamese protect themselves. The tunnels were not only used for combat and conflict, but they also hosted the factory numerous workers providing weapons as well as war equipment. It contained stockpiles of firearms and ammunition and explosives of all kinds, also food and materials, battlefield facilities. They also had smoke-free kitchens and hospitals for the wounded, bedrooms and shelters for women and children and the elderly. It can even be seen as a little city underground, not just a village.
Bằng của con, bằng què. Bằng ở đây phải không? Rồi.
It was very impressive to see and get a glimpse into the resilience and creativity of the Vietnamese people during the war. These tunnels were super tiny. We could just crawl through them. Obviously, when you get to the bunkers and things, you can stand up, but the tunnels that stretched meters were teeny tiny. We did a cool little stop off at the Central Post Office in Ho Chi Minh. Hayden did some postcards for his cousins and sent them back to New Zealand. We finished up at the Bentang markets, and this place was absolutely massive. It just kept going in every direction. The next day we found this really cool fish cafe where you can feed the fish, and here's me trying to just put a little bit of the food in and ended up putting the whole lot in. But it did make quite a cool little display for all the fish coming up to have something to eat. But you sit in these little booths and all around you is the water with these fish in it. It's pretty cool. On our last day at Ho Chi Minh City, we went to the Cafe Apartments. It has around 20 cafes over 9 floors. They were charging people to go up the lift, so we decided that we'll get some exercise in and just walk up and down the stairs instead. We got to about the 3rd floor and that was enough for us, so we just went to one of the cafes on the 3rd floor.
Last day here at Ho Chi Minh City. We've just been to the apartment cafe. So all of these apartments in here are all different cafes and restaurants. Kids have just got some dessert to take with us. It's pretty demolished now, but that was a donut. Amy Lee still got some left. So it seems to be some sort of concert getting set up out here as well. Alright, so we just arrived to our motel in Da Nang. We've got the frizzy hair going on, the humidity is just like Ho Chi Minh City, pretty intense. But here we are. If I turn this around, here's our view from our room. Apparently there's a festival going on at the moment, so it's going to be a little bit rowdy for a while. But we've got down to the city down there. So, and the beach is just down there.
Kaden.
I don't know if it's a scam, but a cash thing that they do here that you just gotta look out for.